week 9 is all about nutrition labels. So one of the things you want to learn to do is how to read a nutrition label. And even though I'm still not too excited at the new nutrition label, when you look at a nutrition label, the first thing you want to look at is at the top you're going to have the serving size of that container and how many servings are in that container. So you want to be sure, for instance, if you're eating cereal, a serving size is 2/3 of a cup, but most of us pour a cup and a half. So know that if you're eating double the serving size, you have to double all the numbers that are underneath there. The first increment on the nutrient level is fat. So it's going to have fat listed, how many grams of fat are in that particular product for a serving. And then underneath that is going to be saturated fat. And saturated fat is the fat that's not great for you, that clogs your arteries. That's the type we're trying to eliminate. It's solid at room temperature. And then it should say whether there's trans fats or not in the product, and we want no trans fats. That's a man-made fat that's worse for you than real fat. And then it's going to say the amount of cholesterol in that product. And so if you're someone that's got high cholesterol, you're going to want to pick products that are lower in cholesterol. Next up is carbohydrates. It's going to tell you how many carbohydrates are in that particular serving size. And if you're watching your weight, you want to kind of know what are those carbohydrates made out of. So underneath there, they're going to have sugars listed. And so that's a particular thing that you want to pay attention to, because Americans get what? Too much fat and too much sugar. So you want to look at the amount of sugar that's in that particular product. Sometimes beneath that is listed non-alcohol sugars. Those are still metabolized like a carbohydrate, and they're a little bit more calories than a regular carbohydrate. And then underneath that sometimes is dietary fiber. And so we're all looking to get 25 grams of fiber a day. So any product that's 3 or 4 grams of fiber, that's a good product. You're going to want to pay attention to that. And then the last category on the food label is protein. And so protein is what you build muscle with, bones, organs. It's the least nutrient to be turned into fat. So if you're using this product, when you saw my plate, for 1/4 of that plate, you want to have a fair amount of protein in that product. So you want to see if there is protein in there. On the right-hand side of the label, it's got percentages, okay? And it shows you what percentage of that particular nutrient would fit a 1,200 calorie diet or a 2,000 calorie diet. But more than that, you want to just pay attention to those little categories: fat, carbohydrates, and protein. The other thing I would have you look at is the ingredients list. Remember that whatever is listed first in the ingredients list is predominant in the product. So if you're buying whole wheat bread, whole wheat ought to be listed first. For more information, go to the Wellness Center or come by the Well Coach office.